Minister and his caucus are watching tonight. But let me be clear, this is not a road we can afford to go down. If he persists, he will be hurting Canadians from coast to coast, and he will strain the patience and goodwill of Albertans in an unprecedented fashion. And as Premier, I cannot, under any circumstances, allow these contemplated federal policies to be inflicted upon Albertans. I simply can't, and I won't. And so I invite the Prime Minister to instead halt the introduction of these harmful policies and come to the table in good faith to work collaboratively with Alberta on an energy and emission strategy that will both grow the Alberta and Canadian economies while using the export of Alberta LNG and emerging technologies to achieve meaningful reductions in emissions. Because when Canadians work together, there is no challenge that we can't overcome. I believe that, but it takes two parties acting in good faith to build that meaningful partnership. Now, Alberta is willing to be that partner, and we need our federal government to show it is willing to partner in good faith as well, and now is the time to do so. We are waiting. So in closing, my friends, tonight is a time for celebration. We celebrate, yeah. We celebrate the candidates that won their election races and the efforts of those who did not. We celebrate the commitment to democracy of all volunteers and supporters, regardless of party affiliation. And we celebrate those who have sacrificed to secure and protect our right to vote and be a free and prosperous people. And we celebrate this beautiful province and all who live here. This uniquely special place where the best and brightest come from every corner of the world to join us in building one of the greatest places on earth to live and work and raise our families, and where the only things that are larger than our mountains is the compassion and irrepressible spirit of our people. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, Alberta, and may our province remain forever strong and free. Thank you. Thanks. Good night, guys.
All right, you have been listening to Danielle.
And she's getting to work right away. It's very helpful.
Yep.
Small business owner, big business, new business coming into Alberta, people just trying to pay your bills, get by, even people just sick of the perpetual rhetoric against our industries. For any of those people, and as the polls and as the election results suggest, a majority of people sick of that, happy to have some hope on the horizon. It's so emblematic, the sentiments, the negativity throughout the NDP campaign manifest even in the speech tonight, the attacks, the negativity. This so positive, talking about jobs, calling for applause for Notley, but ultimately talking about standing up on behalf of Alberta on the federal stage, standing up for Alberta business on the international stage. It's a late night. People are clearing out quickly, but certainly a festive and hopeful mood here.
Yeah, I think it was great. First thing she did was choose to punch Justin Trudeau right in the nose. So, which was great. It was pretty clear that the crowd really liked it. It is exactly why people elected Danielle Smith. It just echoes the Sovereignty Act, that she's legally obligated herself to fight with the feds. She's willing to work with the feds insofar as they are willing to work with us. And working with us does not mean phasing out our industries. It means actually coming to the table to work with us to market our resources. And that's it.
It's so interesting. At a number of these events, when those NDP protesters came into the UCP event and got Danielle going, that's the best I saw her. That's when she was the boldest. When it was at that addictions event and she had an impassioned speech and it was Danielle really being Danielle, that's another one of the moments where I was like, wow, this person could really be a leader. When they were being very safe, trying not to get into trouble, playing it very conservatively, interestingly enough, it wasn't as compelling. I think over the coming weeks, the coming months, we're going to see an emboldened Danielle Smith who has a clear mandate to move forward, really advocate advocating and standing up for this province on a way that they weren't before, because they were worried about this election. They weren't sure about Danielle's leadership. I think that's going to fall by the wayside. I think we're going to have, and I know that they pitch this as an absolute nightmare, but for many people, we're going to have Florida of Canada. We're going to have Alberta standing up as that place that's open for business, that's open to everyone to come here to work, to earn a living. We want to draw people in who want to embrace the Alberta lifestyle. Tarek did it. So many of our guests, so many people look to Alberta. Even Sid, some of our camera people, they've come over here pursuing this lifestyle that Danielle Smith, unlike Rachel Notley, will now defend.
You know what? During the Rachel Notley years, we had out-migration from this province, which is absolutely unheard of. I grew up in a time when everybody from Saskatchewan was moving to Alberta because they had an NDP government that was killing jobs, and we had Ralph Klein. And so when Rachel Notley took power, everybody was going out. 200,000 jobs, about 189,000 jobs were lost in the oil and gas sector. And it didn't even rebound. Like it hadn't rebounded even by 2019, 2020. And those people were just leaving. And unfortunately, that's a brain drain, a labor drain that takes years to recover from. And we're just seeing it now. Alberta is truly calling. We've got people moving back, and it's great. But as your shirt says, don't Ottawa my Alberta. We should wrap up this stream, clear up these last few chats, because for our team behind the scenes in Toronto, it is 2 a.m. Now, we all had the same exact long weekend, but it is literally the middle of the night for them. They start later in the day. They work later. But yeah, for me, it's like 7:30 in the morning. Ian too. So Ian, K2, our beloved chief documentary filmmaker, he's been the guy running the technical on location there today. Also an unsung hero, Efron, Olivia, you two, our entire Calgary team is running around in that venue tonight, facing guests, working on stories, doing social media. It's really been a team effort. The boss is hopefully at home getting some sleep because he's got a very big day tomorrow. But let's clean up these last few chats. If there are any more, please let us know, Olivia, Efron, and then we'll get you home within a reasonable amount of time. Alrighty. We've got one from Theka or Theka, I don't know. Gives us $10. Congratulations, Danielle Smith. Yeah, wonderful news. Best thing for Alberta, but also the best thing for the state of this country. Lynn Maddie 90 gives us $1. Sheila, your coverage of this election makes my day. Well, I did have pickled egg on my face there for a little bit. If you're paying attention to the live stream, Olivia was kind enough to say, like, Sheila, I'm not coming back to you because you have something on your face. But I appreciate it. I guess we're not as stuffy as the other people on the risers down there, are we, Adam? I think we're a little bit more fun. Thank you for being a strong female that others of us look up to. Oh, I don't know if you need to look up to me, but I just don't like the idea that there is just one way for women to think. And like I said to Robbie's issues as a gay guy are the same issues as for me as a woman. Jobs, taxation, affordability, public safety. I don't need to be stuffed into a very specific demographic. As Justin Trudeau and the progressives like to do to us. I think we all care about the same things at the end of the day. $5. Schmeichel? I don't know. $5. Thanks for the broadcast. I'm happy for Alberta while dissatisfied we're under the NDP in BC. Well, might I suggest you move our way? Move our way. It's a little bit more affordable. Taxes are lower, and we care about freedom here. And we have at least 4 more years of freedom here. And I think we are going to have a bit of the DeSantis effect where I guess it was closer than it should have been this time around. But I think 4 years of Danielle Smith making this place freer and more affordable is going to lead to a resurgence of the UCP in Calgary. That's my prediction. Adam, you have one last thought to share, and I'm only giving you one because Efron needs to go home.
I just wanted to say in closing, we're optimistic tonight, but to Danielle Smith, to everyone else who was elected tonight for the UCP, you have been good about giving us access, answering questions. We expect that to continue, and we're not going to ask airy-fairy questions. It's not going to be fluffy. We're going to hold you accountable just like we did Jason Kenney. So tomorrow, you're going to work. I just want to keep you all apprised that so will we.
Yeah, that's a great point to make. While we are glad that Danielle Smith won, and she is the first politician that Ezra has ever endorsed here at Rebel News, and he didn't tell me that he was going to do it. He just did it. But it's our job here at Rebel News, and I'm happy that you brought this up, but it is our job at Rebel News to make sure that the promises Danielle Smith has made to Albertans and to Justin Trudeau are something that she follows through on. And we will do our best to hold her to account. We were also optimistic when Jason Kenney united the parties and then became premier here. But we did our very best to hold him to account. And I think we played no small part in creating the series of conditions or giving voice to the people who wanted a leadership review, which led to Danielle Smith becoming leader of the party and now elected to be the premier of this province, given a very clear mandate. So I guess, like Adam is right, the moral of the story is do not lie to Albertans. Do not break your promises to Albertans, because we will billboard truck you too, Danielle Smith, and all of your MLAs. There's a billboard truck in your future and a billboard alongside Highway 2 in your future if you lie to my fellow Albertans.